As Bitcoin continues to slide, losing more than 2/3 of its value since the highs of last November, El Salvador is counting its losses. The Central American country has not only invested heavily in the cryptocurrency, but also made Bitcoin legal tender last year. Despite the crash, President Nayib Bukele continues to promote grand plans for construction of a new Bitcoin city, an urban project to be funded by selling Bitcoin bonds, though the issuance of those bonds has been repeatedly delayed.
What is Bitcoin City going to include? Everything. Residential areas, commercial areas, services, museums, entertainment, bars, restaurants, airport, port, rail, everything.
El Salvador has invested more than $100 million of public funds in Bitcoin holdings, and despite their now being worth less than half of what they were, the president continues to invest. Despite the price crash in Bitcoin, President Bukele has continued to buy the cryptocurrency with public funds. But when it comes to how much crypto the country holds, the government doesn't publish the data, and only the president's tweets have given any insight into El Salvador's crypto purchases. For Julia Rodriguez, an economist at San Salvador's Central American University, the distance from El Salvador's financial reality and the president's dreams for a cryptocurrency haven is broad.
This
is not contributing to the country's development as a whole, not increasing financial inclusion for the poorest, as was promised. Instead, the purchase of Bitcoin with public funds has resulted in a loss of more than $48 million by this government's investment.
This guy is the living embodiment of a double standard.
But for cryptocurrency enthusiasts like YouTube influencer Ben Armstrong, El Salvador must simply ride the low and share the president's faith that the cryptocurrency will rally.
I think when you look at Bitcoin, it's followed a traditional 4-year cycle since the beginning. I think it's natural that we see this, when it comes to El Salvador and their Bitcoin holdings, like I said, in 8 years, if they're still down on that investment, then I certainly think people can begin to question it.
That may be a long time to wait, while the clock is ticking toward a January due date for El Salvador to repay $800 million in sovereign debt. Some analysts fear Bitcoin's slide will ultimately lead the country to default. Alasdair, Baverstock, CGTN, El Salvador.